All right, friend, how did you feel when you stepped into your closet this morning? So I'm gonna guess when you walked into your closet this morning, you weren't feeling quite as fabulous as Cher did in that Clueless movie. Do you remember that? I really thought for sure by 2022 that I would have a virtual closet as fabulous as that. Anyway, most of us do not have virtual closets, but we can still have fun with our wardrobes. So we first have to declutter the wardrobe before we can get into the organization and the styling fun. If you're anything like me, you're probably overwhelmed right now by all of the things in your closet. It may be getting a little bit cluttered up. Things are out of categories and you're just kind of over some of it. So now is a great time, as the seasons are changing, to do a quick purge or declutter of your closet. And I have some tips for you, because I don't want you to spend hours upon hours on a Saturday doing these things when you could just do it in little chunks of time throughout the week and see a big difference in your wardrobe. Your closet should be all about styling and not about storage. So we want to think about that everyday experience and enjoy putting outfits together. I'd love to share a second video in this series of sorts to show you how to organize your closet for better styling options in your wardrobe. So if you're into that sort of thing, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I'm going to share that in the coming weeks as well. So you're going to want to grab a few things to keep in your bedroom or near your closet during this process. You're going to want to have a bin for your donation and a bin for anything you want to sell or consign. Definitely, if you're planning on donating it, I would recommend a cardboard box so you don't have to change things again. You know, touch it once and get it out the door. So I like to keep a basket or an area in my room for things that I need to put away, because it never fails that there's some random, toy truck in my closet. Who knows what I'll find? We'll see. This could be interesting. But definitely have an area devoted to things that are misplaced, that need to go back into other areas of your home. All right, so part of my strategy is all about doing this when you have spare time. So a lot of us don't have a half of a day or a full day to devote to cleaning out our closet, but we do have 20 minutes here or there. Honestly, I did a lot of decluttering in my closet, which is connected to a bathroom, while my kids took a bath. So I can watch them take a bath and declutter a little rack at a time. That is how I declutter my closet most often, and it's so much easier than devoting time to it on a weekend when I really would rather be outside soaking up the new spring sunshine. The sun, how I've missed thee. All right, step one of our process is to shop your closet. And I know that sounds silly, but it'll make more sense whenever we get into the questions. I have the top 10 questions you should ask yourself when flipping through your closet to determine whether or not to keep something or declutter it out of your wardrobe. When I say shop your wardrobe, the first question on my list is, would I buy this item again? This one always stops me in my tracks. If I'm kind of hem-hawing around about something, hem-hawing, does anyone else say that? The Missouri girl's coming out of me. I'll hem-haw around. Anyway, if I am on the fence, oh my God, there's another one. If I'm on the fence, I can't even help it. If I cannot decide on whether or not to keep an item, that question will often get me. Would I buy this again? If I was standing in my favorite store right now, would I hold this up and say, I have to have it? So my other questions are, have I worn this item in the last 6 to 12 months? There's a lot of things in our wardrobe that haven't seen the light of day in a while, and time goes faster than we think it does. So I think it's really important to be honest with yourself on this. If you haven't worn it in the last year, be honest with yourself on whether or not you want to wear it in the next 12 months. Okay, one trick that I love for decluttering and keeping this an ongoing success is to use the backward hanger hack. So when you're putting your clothes away or when you're hanging them up, I always say I want my clothing hung in a question mark style up on the rack. But after you do your purge, if you're gonna do it, annually or biannually or whatever you want to do, declutter your wardrobe, and then anything that's left hanging in the closet, turn it around backwards on the rod. So if this is the rod, you wouldn't hang it up like this, you'd hang it up backwards. Hang up everything backwards on the rod. And then 6 months from now, you'll know what you've pulled off and worn and what you haven't. I actually love to do this to my husband's closet because, as much as I don't want to spend time decluttering the wardrobe, he really doesn't want to spend time decluttering his closet. So I do this for him. So I do that for him. I turn all of his hangers backwards, and then 6 months from now, I go back and look at what he hasn't worn, and it's a lot easier for him to part with things because he realizes how he's not really utilizing most of his wardrobe, and it's just keeping everything overwhelming and cluttered. Does this item fit my current lifestyle? So I'm a mom of young kids, and there are a lot of things I would love to have in my wardrobe, but I know that right now is not the season. So, I may not be in the season of the beautiful white blouse. Doesn't mean that I can't have it someday, but if I don't have a piece in my closet that I feel like fits my current lifestyle, it's really just cluttering up the space and making it harder for me to style myself on a day-to-day basis. All right, here's a big one, and one that I think that a lot of women fall victim to. This question is, does it fit? And does it fit me today as I am? I know a lot of women that hold on to clothing that's maybe 2 sizes smaller because they used to be that size and they're working towards it. And my advice to you would be to only keep those items that you are just really, really attached to. Maybe it's a dress that you really want to get into again, but only keep a handful of items. And I think even tucking them away in a separate place than your everyday wardrobe is a really good idea, because you don't want to walk into your closet every morning and feel like nothing fits. That's not a great way to start off your day. You want to walk into your closet and feel like you're ready to style your body and be comfortable and confident in whatever it is you have in front of you for that day. Next question is, how do I feel when I wear this? I am so guilty of owning a lot of pieces that are slouchy and just kind of meh. And I need some of that in my life, but I also need fun, brighter colors that make me feel super confident. I think it's so important to check ourselves on this. I have that one pair of jeans that is like, they're cute, but I don't really like wearing them because they ride up and they usually fall down, or they cut in too much and they're just uncomfortable and I feel poochy, and there's just like, why hold on to that then? If it's never fit you quite right. Now, if you've gotten past those first few questions, I have a couple more for you that might be able to be the determining factor on whether or not you keep an item or declutter it. Does this item reflect my style or how I want to express my style? I feel like I've been super guilty of this winter. I have a lot of things that are just kind of cozy, but really don't look that great on me. And so I have to check myself every once in a while and say, am I building a wardrobe that fits my style and that expresses how I want my style to come across to other people too? And the last question that always gets me, if I've gotten past everything else and I'm still like, I don't know, this is the one question. Could someone else enjoy this piece more than me? That one always gets me, because I envision someone else being really excited when they find this item and they're just feeling like their absolute best in this red top or whatever it may be. And I feel like I almost gifted that to someone else because it was just sitting in my closet, not being utilized to its fullest potential. And so giving that gift to someone else or selling that item, letting it move on, helps me feel a lot better about letting it go. And then I have one little trick that I actually learned from the Minimal Mom here on YouTube. She uses a quarantine bin for those hard to declutter items. So for our wardrobe, you might have a dress or two maybe that you're like, I don't know if I want to get rid of. I'm totally on the fence. I've been through all the questions and I just can't decide. Put it into a bin and mark it with a future date. And then when that future date comes, if you have no idea what's in the box at that point, you should probably just donate it straight away. Now, I will say I love that rule, but definitely make sure that you're only using one quarantine box, because otherwise we're just cluttering up some other area of storage in our home. So definitely, that's a tool that you can use if you've been through everything else and it's really hard for you to part with things. Definitely use the quarantine hack. All right, so now that we've shopped through our closet and we've asked ourselves those questions, the second step of part 2 of this is to be sorting as you go. So we were gonna be sorting into those categories we talked about earlier: the donations, things you wanna sell, things that we need to throw away, and things that we need to pack away. That's one of the steps I wanted to talk about, is packing away seasonal items. Now, I'll tell you, I live in an older farmhouse, and so we don't have a lot of closets. This is one that we added on to our home, so it's the largest closet I have. So I actually don't pack away my seasonal items, but I do put them in a very small, tight area of my closet. So in a way that they're packed away and they're out of the way. They're not cluttering up my everyday wardrobe. I have this odd corner here in our closet where it's not really accessible anyway, so I actually use this corner to stash away my seasonal items. Pretty soon I'll be putting my really heavy sweaters and things that I can't wear throughout the year and just tucking them back in there so that they're not taking over my everyday wardrobe and they're not in the way of me finding something to wear in this season today. So even if you're not taking the seasonal items and literally packing them away in totes or vacuum seal bags, you can definitely find a space in your closet to stash those items and still get them out of your way so it's not too cumbersome when you're going to your closet in the morning trying to find something to wear in the season that you're in. All right, guys, that wraps up today's video on the decluttering portion of getting this closet back into shape. If you want to see how it comes together, how I organize, so that you can better utilize your closet as a styling space and not a storage unit, then definitely subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you back here again soon. Bye! Wow, a lot of dust. So much to clean in here, you know?